How's it going? Over here, it's going like 21 day and 70 the next. We have the most insane schizophrenic weather I think I've ever seen. And Ohio can be very good for that. I guess I'm not going to apologize for my lack of hair or makeup here. So, I just got done running, and while my brain felt relatively clear, though my words are not, I thought I would stop by and talk about our lovely, magnificent sun and what the heck is going on with our sun. Now, this video should probably be titled The Reason I Don't Do 3D Relationships. The reason I don't date. That should be the title of this video. So, how do you even explain to someone? I will tell you, the last time I met someone, and there's no one here, but that's fine. The last time I met someone and they wanted to go out on a date and they called me and we talked on the phone for a few minutes, and I was like, to the point where I can't be anything different than what I am and I can't be anything less than what I am. So let me tell you what happened. I ended up telling him like 10 or 15 minutes into the conversation that I was psychic. You can imagine how that went. And he's like, well, that's not really fair for the other person because you always know what they're thinking. But that's not the case. My psychic ability is not turned on 24/7. It comes in when I focus on something, but mostly it comes in as a protection or guidance system. So it's not turned on all the way. If I was to make this video about my dating life, I would probably get more views, but I'm going to stick to the subject matter. I can't even talk. I might have ran too hard. I'm going to stick to the subject matter if I can speak at hand, and that is our sun. So, Wednesday, I was at my friend's house, and we both started feeling a little bit weird, a little bit dizzy, a little bit head pressure, right? So we're trying to talk about how we feel. We're trying to actually form words into sentences, which was not going very well for us at all. And then I said, I bet you there's some kind of solar thing that's about to happen. So that was Wednesday, like last Wednesday. What day would that have been? That would have been the 23rd. So Wednesday, the 23rd, we're trying to form words and we just can't. And I'm like, okay, it's solar. It's something solar is coming. Then one of my friends called me in the car on the way home from her house, and he kept trying to speak and he kept saying, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? And like, we're pretty good friends, so I got the gist and I understood what he's saying, not because he had the ability to form any kind of sentence either, just because I knew him pretty well. So I come home, I go for a walk for a couple hours, I lay down to go to sleep. It's about 9:44 when all of a sudden I hear this, and this is what happens to me. This is why I should have, like I said, titled this video, why I don't have much 3D interaction, why I don't do any dating. Okay, so I'm laying in bed at 9:40 when all of a sudden this loud, like pressure goes towards my ear and then just pops right at like 9:44, I think it was. And I'm like, okay, something solar came in. Please don't keep me up. Please don't keep me up. Please don't keep me up. So solar sound is always how it starts for me. When there is something that gets released from the sun, that is the absolute instant that I feel it. So what happened next? I'm laying there, I don't know, 15, maybe 20 minutes later. And all of a sudden, my whole body starts vibrating with a new frequency that I have never experienced. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm sure I can sleep through that. And then a few minutes later, I felt like I was wearing all black clothing and laying outside in the direct sunlight. My skin was on fire, like a really intense sunburn, I guess is the best way to describe it. So first I hear it, then I get that solar feeling, the frequency changes, I got all over body tingling, and then extreme heat. It took me a couple of hours to actually get to bed after this. The next thing that always happens to us after this is what I call the solar release. Whatever you're holding on to within your body, within your emotions, within your cellular structure is trying to release. Now, this is a cyclical thing that happens within the universe. It's a gift from the universe that helps us to purge whether we want to or not. That may be a different story. Okay, so what happens is we shed light in a very physical way in our body on whatever our obstacles are, whatever our challenges are, whatever needs to be triggered out always comes out. And it starts with our obstacles, our challenges, and our blocks. Good times. Then after it moves through that, and how you move through that depends on a multitude of things. But the next thing that you will experience after that is passion, desire, drive. Anything that you can associate with fire is exactly what's going to happen into your physical body. Now, why I say this is a gift is this is set up specifically to happen at the time of ascension so that we can release things that are obstacles, that are blocks, and that are challenges. But it also wants us to be in that fiery, passionate mode so that we can create, so that we can go in the direction of our desires, so that we can go in the direction of creativity. Now, some people will take this passionate, fiery direction and do all kinds of weird 3D things that I don't think I need to explain to you. What I choose to do with that direction is to do something creative, to write or to draw or go into the hallway and sing, which I'm sure my neighbor loves. But I just wanted to come to you and let you know this because this started on Wednesday. I felt it on Thursday. I felt it on Friday. I'm so in tune with the natural state of my surroundings and the solar cycle that I no longer look at what's actually going on. However, I do have a friend on Facebook that likes to share all the solar activity. So this person will go through and state the physical things as far as solar wind, Schumann resonance, frequency, all of the scientific data, and then we'll share on the personal how that affected them. Now, I kind of stopped looking at that for the last year, really. But when I notice it going on for a couple days, I'll go back because I know this person is just going to list it out. So on Wednesday, when I felt it, it happened in the exact moment that it happened. It was like 9:42 or 9:44 when it happened. And I think there were 6 or 7 solar flares thereafter. We've had, I think, 6 or 7, by the way it feels every day, since that time. So there has been a lot of solar activity going on. And the only reason I'm coming to you and telling you about that is that you will notice the fire, the energy, the shift in your passion, the shift in your goals, the shift in your direction. You may also notice the tingling, a feeling like sunburn, extreme heat in your body, all kinds of things like that. the solar cycle seems to be amping up again. There's a reason for that. That's our really big gift from the universe at this time, so that we can clear out and remove our challenges, our blocks, and our obstacles. We can move past those things and use that for creativity. Now, I'll tell you what my observation has been living in the city. When people are not channeling that in some kind of constructive way, there's all kinds of craziness going on. There's all kinds of cops, fires, trucks, ambulance, police, all of it. All of that stuff is happening. So if you're feeling fiery and you're feeling passionate, you may want to channel that into something creative, because I've noticed the people that don't seem to have a short fuse and a short temper. And this message was brought to you by the sun. Never dim your light for anybody. Never dim your spirit for anybody. Never, ever, ever step out of your passionate desire of creation or dim that for anyone else in your life. Bye.